Rome was not destroyed in a single battle. It collapsed, piece by piece. For centuries, the Roman Empire dominated the Mediterranean world. Its roads connected distant provinces. Its armies guarded frontiers from Britain to the Middle East. Its laws, taxes, trade routes, and cities held together millions of people across 3 continents. So how could something so powerful disappear? The answer is this: Rome did not fall for one reason, and it did not fall in a single year. The first great weakness came from politics. During the 3rd century, emperors rose and fell at terrifying speed. Generals won the loyalty of their soldiers, marched against rivals, and fought other Roman armies for the throne. Instead of defending the borders, Roman legions were repeatedly pulled into civil wars. Every struggle for power cost the empire soldiers, money, and stability. Even when a strong emperor restored order, the system remained dangerously dependent on the army. An emperor who lost military support could lose his throne and his life almost overnight. At the same time, Rome's economy was under growing pressure. Civil wars and invasions disrupted trade. The government needed enormous sums to pay the army, maintain roads and fortifications, and defend thousands of miles of frontier. Roman rulers reduced the precious metal content of their coins. Prices rose, taxes became heavier. Confidence in the currency weakened. Disease and population decline made everything worse. Fewer people meant fewer workers, fewer taxpayers, and fewer soldiers. Rome was still powerful, but it was becoming more expensive to defend than ever before. The empire had also become too large for one ruler to govern effectively. Emperor Diocletian divided authority between several rulers and regions. Later, separate eastern and western courts emerged. After the death of Emperor Theodosius I in 395, the division between East and West became permanent. The eastern half remained strong, with wealthy cities, major trade routes, and the heavily defended capital of Constantinople. But the western half had fewer resources, weaker tax revenues, and increasingly vulnerable borders. Then came the migrations and invasions. Peoples beyond the Roman frontiers had entered the empire for centuries, sometimes as enemies, but also as settlers, allies, and soldiers. During the late 4th and 5th centuries, however, the pressure became far greater. The arrival of the Huns pushed other peoples westward. In 376, large numbers of Goths crossed the Danube, seeking safety inside Roman territory. Roman officials exploited and mistreated them. Rebellion followed. 2 years later, at the Battle of Adrianople, the Goths destroyed a Roman army and killed Emperor Valens. It was a warning Rome never fully answered. In 410, the Visigoths under Alaric entered and sacked the city of Rome. The empire survived, but the psychological shock was enormous. The city that had once ruled much of the known world had been captured. Then the Vandals seized Roman North Africa, one of the Western Empire's richest regions. Rome lost grain, tax revenue, and control over much of the Western Mediterranean. The Western government was now trapped in a deadly cycle. It needed armies to recover lost territory. But every lost province meant fewer taxes to pay those armies. Rome increasingly relied on Germanic commanders and federated troops. Many served the empire loyally. The deeper problem was that the government could no longer reliably control, reward, or replace the military forces on which it depended. Power shifted away from emperors, toward generals, regional rulers, and military strongmen. Finally, in 476, the commander Odoacer removed the young Western emperor, Romulus Augustulus. There was no final battle, no single night when the capital burned and everyone understood that Rome had ended. A weak emperor was simply removed, and no new Western emperor replaced him. That is why 476 is traditionally remembered as the fall of the Western Roman Empire. But it is not the whole story. The Eastern Roman Empire remained alive, wealthy, and unmistakably Roman. From Constantinople, Its emperors continued Roman law, government, diplomacy, and military traditions for almost another 1,000 years, until the city fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1453. Even in Western Europe, Rome did not simply vanish. Roman law survived. Latin developed into new languages. Roman roads, cities, institutions, political titles, and ideas continued to shape the kingdoms that followed. So why did the Roman Empire really fall? Political crises weakened the government. Economic pressure reduced its ability to recover. Civil wars consumed its armies. The permanent division left the West poorer and more vulnerable than the East. Migrations and invasions removed crucial territories. And every new disaster made recovery more difficult than the one before it. Rome was not defeated by one enemy. It reached a point where it could no longer survive its own crises. But perhaps the final question is not simply why Rome fell. It is this: did the Roman Empire truly disappear, or did it transform into the world that came after it?